Another way to give feedback to your students when using a Google Form assignment is actually through the sheet that's generated with all the data. So on your forms, if you go to responses and then hit this little icon here, you can look at the sheet, which is what we're looking at. It collects all the information that's put into the form. One of the things that's really key to doing this is collecting the students' email addresses. So you'll have a column with that. Score is going to be generally blank right now, as we're going through our home learning and not putting any numerical values with things. And then you get to see the student responses. What I've done is added an additional column, which is called feedback, where I put in the information that I want to send to the students based on their overall achievement on the assignment. So what I've actually done is you can type in this stuff manually if you'd like, or I use what's called data validation. So if we click on a cell and we come over here to data and then down to data validation, it will default to say list from range. You want a list of items, and you write in your comments separated by a comma, which means your comments themselves cannot have a comma in them. But what that does is it puts into a list, and then as we hit save, we can see this little arrow here. We click on that, and we get to pick from a list of kind of canned comments. So it increases your efficiency. You don't have to type for each one. You can just kind of select whatever the feedback is that you want to give to the student. Then what we're going to do is use an add-on, which is called Formule. So we come up here to add-ons and we would go to Formule. If you don't have Formule, you go to Get Add-ons and you would then add the Formule add-on. I've already set it up to start, so we're actually going to go through the setup. Normally, you'd have launch right here. So I'm going to go through the setup and kind of show you how this works. So we say we want to choose the source information. That's just saying where is the information coming from. And so for this, we say, all right, form responses one is the name of our sheet. That's what we want to do. You can set up triggers, but you don't really want to do this since you're going to add comments to it. So next we say, what are our conditions? We only really want to have one template. We're just kind of sending information to everybody with this. And we do say we want to have it for all of our rows. We're going to hit save the template settings. It does take a minute for that. And then we say we want to edit the template. So this is where we actually kind of go through what we're sending to the students. And there's a couple little tips here that I want to show everybody so we can kind of do it. So our to value, what we have is email address is actually in here. So if we click on email address, it brings that tag. This is going to be unique for each of the students' email addresses, so it's going to send it back to them. Your subject, I would say something probably with your course name, um, something along those lines. And it does give you the option to put current date in there, which could be helpful with the students knowing what's going on. Um, there's a lot of other information you can have in there. If you've collected their name, you could say hi and then write their name in there or have a tag with their name. Um, but basically, you're going to put in the information you want. So if you wanted, you could say, all right, here are the answers you provided, which again, you don't have to put in there, but you could. And then there is the feedback that you left. And all of that is basically put together, and then you can send that out to the students. So we can do real quick, save and preview. What's this going to look like? And so we say hi, we have our course name, everything like that. We have our answers, we have our feedback. It's just a real quick way to ship all this stuff out, and it sends each kid an individualized email with your specific feedback for them based on their responses to the form. So it's a nice kind of high-tech way to quickly give them some pretty overall holistic feedback on the work that they've been doing in that form.